Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to use wheat berries and make them into a really delicious, satisfying grain bowl, which can be eaten for lunch or dinner. So I've soaked my wheat berries overnight, which is not necessary, but it will end up in a softer texture. You're going to cover them with water overnight if you want to do that step. Then basically we're going to just boil them for an hour and a half. And the germ will start to split, and as you can see, you'll start to see basically the white inside, and that's how you know they're done. Takes about an hour and a half, but this is what they should look like when they're fully cooked. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our cooked wheat berries, and we're going to soft boil some eggs for a nice topping. We're going to combine some fresh parsley, some fresh raw radishes. We are going to roast some cauliflower, roast a Carmen red bell pepper, and then we're going to make a dressing out of sun-dried tomatoes and lemon. We're also going to chop in our radish tops into the grain bowl, some Brussels sprout tops, and optional, I'm going to add avocado. So first I'm going to show you how to soft boil an egg. You're going to start with boiling water and slowly drop in your eggs, and then immediately set a 7-minute timer. Once the 7-minute timer is ready, we're going to take the eggs out and put them into a bowl of ice water. The ice is very important. It'll help the eggs peel better. Next, we're going to start trimming up and cooking down all of our vegetables. So these are Brussels sprout leaves. I've already chopped up my radish tops and put them to the side. The Brussels sprout leaves, you just basically break them off the stems and rough chop them. I'm going to set them aside. Next, I'm going to cut my radishes into thin half moons. The radishes I'm going to keep raw because I like the juiciness and the crunchy texture. I'm also going to slice an onion. I'm going to break down my cauliflower, removing the cores, and then breaking it down into small bite-sized florets. All of these are going to end up being cooked separately and then combined. This is going to end up basically being a room temperature dish. So next is our Carmen pepper, which is a very sweet red pepper. Slice it down the middle, remove the seeds, and then I'm just going to julienne it into nice thin strips. Next, we're going to cook all of our ingredients separately because they'll all cook at different times. So first, get a pan hot and add your cauliflower. Let it sit in a pan for about 5 minutes at medium heat, and then give it a little bit of salt and toss it in the pan a few times. It'll probably end up taking about 10 minutes in the pan to get to the point where you really want it to be, where it softens up a little bit and gets a little bit of color to it. Then we'll just set it in a bowl and put it to the side, and we'll cook our next vegetable, which is going to be our peppers. So put the peppers into a medium pan. I'm also going to cook my onions with my peppers. If you so choose, you can keep your onions raw or your peppers raw. I just like the roasty flavor of them. So saute them for about 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll set those to the side as well. Next is our Brussels sprout leaves and our radish tops. I'm going to put the Brussels sprout tops in the pan first because they're a little bit more sturdy. And after about 2 minutes, I'm going to add my radish greens and let them all wilt down together. I like to add a splash of sherry vinegar to any kind of green I'm cooking. It really just helps brighten up the greens. Then I'll set that into a bowl to the side once it's all cooked. Next, I'm going to take our already boiled wheat berries. As you can see, the ones on the left haven't been soaked all night, and the ones on the right have been soaked all night. I just want to show you guys the difference in how they look. But they'll both eat just as well. So I'm going to toast them in a pan with a little bit of oil. They're already cooked. You could skip this step. I just really like the toastiness that will go into the whole bowl. So toast it for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to basically combine all of our vegetables and our wheat berries. So take the wheat berries, add the cauliflower, add the cooked peppers and onions, add our cooked greens, give everything a good mix. Set that whole bowl to the side. Now we're going to make our dressing. So using a microplane, we'll zest 1 whole lemon and squeeze 1 whole lemon's worth of juice. This will give the whole dish a lot of brightness. Next, we're going to take sun-dried tomatoes, and I have pre-sliced about a half a cup of them. It was about 6 sun-dried tomatoes, so slice them up, add them to your lemons, and basically we're going to throw everything into a blender and make a nice smooth dressing. So into that dressing, I added about a tablespoon of agave syrup and a pinch of salt, probably about a teaspoon of salt. We'll blend everything together, so that's the lemon juice, the lemon zest, the tomatoes, and the agave. And then while that's blending, add about a half a cup of olive oil until it becomes a nice thick dressing. And you can always adjust the seasoning. You can add some crushed pepper if you like, or more salt, or a little more sugar. This is all personal preference. So once the dressing's made, set it to the side. Our egg should be fully cool. So with a soft-boiled egg, you always want to tap the egg at the bottom to crack the bottom of the egg open, and then start peeling from the bottom up. It'll be the most foolproof way of getting your egg peeled without the egg breaking or splitting. With a soft-boiled egg, it's a little more delicate. Then just slice them in half, and as you can see, the 7-minute boil time has given the egg a nice custardy texture, which will kind of lend some creaminess to the entire dish. I'm also going to add an avocado to my bowl, so I wanted to show you how to cut an avocado in half and carefully remove the pit. Then you can very carefully hold it in your palm and slice it with the rind still on. You can also scoop the flesh out first, set it on a cutting board, and slice it that way if you prefer. I just wanted to show you a few different options on how to treat your avocados. So I'm going to do some slices and some small dices. So we're going to go ahead and dress our vegetables and our wheat berries with the dressing we just made. I'm also going to rough chop in about a cup of parsley at the very end to really add a lot of freshness. And I'm going to toss the radishes in raw for some texture. So then to plate, I empty everything into a bowl. Which could be a meal just by itself, but if you want to be fancy, you can add a little fanned avocado and your soft-boiled eggs on top. I also have some toasted sunflower seeds, so I'm going to go ahead and top that for a little bit of extra crunch. And that's going to be your grain bowl. It's going to be high in protein, healthy fats, lots of vitamins, all good fresh vegetables, and it'll really satisfy you for the rest of the day. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and enjoy your wheat berries.